Hello, everyone, and welcome to Girlfriend We Got You. Today, we are going to be discussing manifesting your dreams. I am your host, Melissa Marie, and I am with my lovely, brilliant, stunning co host,
I love the
Ashley
brilliant.
Allen. You are brilliant.
Hey, I've never been called that before. That's such a compliment.
Aw, I love that. You are
Thank
brilliant.
you. Thank you. Um, you must be too, because like-minded individuals attract each other. So
Oh, thank you. And
you
I
already
agree.
know. Now, we're not going to talk about when we attract assholes, okay?
No. Oh my God. No, 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 no.
Oh my God. So I am like really excited about today's topic. And I know I say that on every episode, but I just really love talking about manifesting because we actually talk about it quite a bit.
We do. When in our like daily conversations, which listeners out there, like Ashley and I like seriously talk daily, like and throughout the day. So like in our daily conversations, we do talk about manifesting because it is a part of our lives, um, a minute by minute part of our lives, actually.
Well, and it's funny because and we don't necessarily use the word manifest. We
No.
just say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And I really want to do this and this is gonna happen. Like we just talk and discuss our goals and our dreams and what we want to do and we put it out in the universe and we do it.
Yeah, we actually do. Um, and we both have our own individual, like daily practices that we do to help us with manifesting, which we're going to share because I believe this is would be like really good, like information for our listeners. Because my life was never like always like this. Like where I am in my life today. Um, and using my manifesting techniques, I did not even know or I did not understand. So it took me a while to get to where I'm at on that level today.
I'm the same way. So I'm very, very similar. And honestly, like I didn't even realize that I was manifesting and doing these things until I got older and became like more self-aware. I was like, oh wow, I have really been manifesting this in my life and my reality and like it just all of these things. So when I became more aware, then I started consciously manifesting, like intentionally doing it. Does that make sense?
That's the best way. And when I first like kind of realized for myself that I was manifesting, it was something like really super silly. And my kids like really know about it. Like, and it's kind of like a little funny, like family thing. But I like star parking. So when I first started like manifesting and realizing I was doing it was when every time I would go somewhere like shopping, I would get this like ultimate like parking spot. And then it was kind of like a giggle with us. It's like mom's like getting rock star parking, like mom always gets the best parking. And it was something like I was actually manifesting. And I know it sounds super, super silly, but that's when I really started realizing that I had more of like a power within.
Yes, yes. It's and it I think it helps the more that you have fun with it than trying to put pressure on yourself,
Right.
you know? Because I was the same way and now I just forget about it and I'm just like I get like where um when I really want something like the parking thing. Like I always want good parking. You know, like it's a forever thing for me.
Right.
And it's funny because some days I'll be thinking, man, I really need to walk more. I really need to get in more steps. And literally, I remember one day I was thinking that and I was going to the grocery store and I was like, is there no fucking good parking here? And then like I parked way the hell out in the parking lot. And then I was like, oh, you know what? I have said it like twice today. Like I really want to get my steps in. And I was like, well, here you go. You know?
The universe is like, walk, walk.
Yes. Move your ass.
Move.
So yeah. And I just laughed. I was like, yeah, this is true. And I felt better. I was like, I feel good. I feel better walking and I don't know. It's one of those things that like if you let it, it can be really fun, you
It
know?
is fun. Do you use any tools for your manifesting?
You know what? I have to say this. I manifest things really fast.
I know, I love it.
And like seriously, it happens really fast. And used to, I would set intention. I mean, I set intentions anyway, but like I would do this whole thing where I would be like, get my sage or my Palo Santo, do my meditation, do a specific money meditation. Um, it's like a Middle East mantra from the Middle East. And I used to do all of these things, candles, all the woo woo. And I just got really busy. And I was like, I mean, I'm not saying that those things do not help. Those things are amazing and miraculous. And I've done a lot of different techniques where it does help release blocked energy,
Yeah, I was gonna
right?
say, I think doing those things prepared you to where you are now. Because when you do
Exactly.
have blocked energy, you do have to release, and like any type of like old trauma or family trauma or anything like that. I You do need to like unblock it. So those
Right.
are great ways of doing it.
hmm So the only time I really do those kind of rituals or even the EFT, that's like, the holistic tapping on your meridian
I
points.
love the tapping, by the way.
I do too.
Tap
And
For all of our listeners out there, tapping is great releasing.
it really is. It really, really is because our emotions are energy in motion. So they get stuck around our pressure points throughout the body and it can cause disease, illness, discomfort, stress, tightness in the muscles. So it's really great to say these certain words of affirmation while you're tapping to release that. And so I will even do that sometimes. I don't do it as much anymore, but I do it whenever I need to release anxiety or if there's situations that's just a little too much emotionally for me. I know I need to give myself a break and kind of do the tapping. Um, and I need to do my meditations.
Mhm.
But for the most part these days, I literally just wake up and do my best to think of 3 things that I'm grateful for before my feet hit the floor in the morning. That's what I try. I'm like, what am I grateful for today? And always my babies and my health. And then I don't know, sometimes it's the Wi-Fi.
I love the grateful thing. In one of the practices that I learned early on when I first started getting into manifesting, the first thing was gratitude. Gratitude. I actually did a 30-day gratitude, like kind of like a workshop in a sense, but it was all like through a book. And every day you had a gratitude like exercise. And it was like super amazing. And one of the exercises for gratitude was you had a gratitude stone. So you went out and you got to choose any stone that you want. And I picked out a stone that I found while the kids and I were walking. And this is when the kids were so little. And you put it by your bed, and every night before bed, you would say 3 things of that day that you were grateful for. And then the next morning, you would wake up and say 3 things that you're grateful for. And I think that is I feel everyone should do it, like
Oh
honestly.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
gratitude is so important.
And it changes your mood. It shifts your energy because you feel lighter when you realize how far you come or how much you have or anything like that, or what you've overcame. It could be anything. It could be anything. And it really changes your mood, because I used to have a gratitude journal and I would write in it every morning. I would date it and write in it and be like, today I'm grateful for this. And was almost my own little challenge. Like I would try to keep up with it daily,
Mm-hmm.
to help me get into that energy of feeling good. Because I feel like, and this has to be talked about, because you and I were talking about this before we hopped on, I mean, before we started recording, about how we've listened to people talk about manifestation on podcasts and stuff, or
Mm-hmm.
these manifestation coaches, and some of them can be so misleading and just giving just such wrong information, or putting things out there that are just it's not really doing anybody any favors, quite honestly. And I don't know.
I totally agree, and that's what happened to me this morning. I was listening to a couple of podcasts I've listened to in the past, and I was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they're saying that because that is not correct." Um, I personally feel like for manifesting, gratitude is number one. I kind of want to go back to like your story, Ash,
Mhm.
about the journal. So when Carl was diagnosed with autism when he was like 2 or 3, that time period for me was a very devastating time period. I was just going through a divorce. My ex-husband was not being very kind. And his family wasn't very kind either. I'll be quite honest. And when Carl was diagnosed with autism, they actually would not believe it. In fact, when I started taking Carl to therapy, they were so against therapy, and I still struggle with the therapy with the kids with that side of the family now, that it was like me against the world. And my aunt, who is my mom's brother's wife, um, they unfortunately lost a son. My cousin committed suicide at 15,
Oh my
and
God.
it was horrendous for the whole family, obviously for a parent. So during that time when Carl was diagnosed, and this happened way prior to Carl being diagnosed with the suicide of my cousin. But she really was like my true angel. I'm gonna get a little emotional, but she was
Oh.
really my true angel because I was going through such a hard time and I didn't understand in that time in my life like anything about gratitude, anything about any of this. And I felt like there was just no hope because I really felt like it was me against the world and I need to get like my son taken care of. And I was on my own and I was cleaning houses, I was hustling. And she told me about gratitude and she's told me, she was like, Melissa, like when I was going through that rough time, when Brett, when he passed, she's like, I had no hope. And she has strong faith. So it surprised me when she told me she even lost faith. And she said the only thing that got her out of that was what she started a gratitude journal. And it started very simple. She had like no gratitude at the time. Like she lost it all.
Mhm.
And she's like, I had to do like I am grateful for like a tree, or I'm grateful for this. Like it was very simple. And she ended up writing like her gratitude every single day. And so I did that. I did exactly what my aunt did, and it literally changed my life. And it was the hardest thing for me to do at the time. But I literally, like, I have journals upon journals of me writing down what I am grateful for. And it was everything from like a rock to like, like a tree to, and then it manifested more into like, like my kids and all of that stuff because I just didn't I was in such a dark place. I didn't know what to do because I felt like no one was there to help me. Like I felt so alone. And
Yeah.
then my aunt, who I mean, interesting enough, like she came in and she was just like the shining, like she like pretty much shared me her practices of how to get out of that like hard spot. So gratitude, I think, is like the main component to manifesting. I really, 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 really do. And as far as tools goes on, so I would say probably after that time period and me getting through just, Carl with his things and like his all of his counseling and stuff and me going through becoming who I am today. I also picked up some other tools that really really helped, and I swear by the vision board.
Oh, I love a good
You
vision board.
have you ever done a vision board?
I have. I did a vision board. My first vision board I did, I can't remember. I can't remember. It was a few years ago. And then I did a really cool one for 2020, like just 2019.
Nice.
I did one for 2020. And it was funny because all of the stuff on my vision board, you're going to be like, what the hell? It didn't happen. Now, it was because 2020 set me up because I still had the same goals going into 2021 because they didn't happen, right?
So I want to talk
So
about that. Exactly what happened to you. Can I talk about it?
what?
Because I feel like I'm like this expert at the vision board. Like I want to tell you why it didn't happen and what all
Yeah,
happened with that. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So so I have been doing vision boards. I am not kidding you, probably for like 8 years, I would say. My first vision board was small. I just threw it all together and I just put my goals or whatever on it. I was very new. And here's the thing, you guys, you cannot do a vision board and just throw shit together. That's not how it works.
Mm-mm.
I created chaos in my life at that time because I was just throwing stuff in there and I did not reach everything that I was wanting to reach. There was a lot of lessons in that year. There's maybe two things I did actually gain from that. I put that I wanted to be um, a like an instructor in my field. So I wanted to be either like an educator for like my color line or an educator. And I ended up becoming an educator for my hair extensions. So there was a few things that actually did come off of it, which at the time was great because I was like, oh my God, my vision board is working. So it hyped up that momentum because I did feel at that time it was working. So then I started doing a little bit of research on the side about vision boards. And so someone came out with a book, which was really, really good. It's a vision board book. I actually don't even know the name of it. It's probably it's in my bookshelf, but it talked about when you do a vision board, keep it organized and keep it to the point and put some feeling into it. So my next vision board after that, I separated the things that I wanted, like my goals. So I put like I wanted a Lexus because at that time I was like driving a Mazda. So I'm like I wanted a Lexus and I wanted more money within my business and what else did I put on it that year? And I don't do it every year, like I do it like maybe every 2 years because you got to allow it some time to happen. I think I put some fitness stuff on there anyways. So on that year, I got my Lexus. So I got the car, which you want to hear something funny about it is that I got the Lexus that I put on my vision board was a GX. The Lexus that I ended up getting at that time was an RX. So an RX is a step below a GX.
Mhm.
And then, so I took that off of my vision board and ended up redoing my vision board. This year, I got the GX.
That is so cool.
And that's what happens with vision boards. And that wasn't even like kind of done intentionally. I got the RX and I was like, ooh, this is kind of small. I'm like, I need a little bigger for me and the kids. And I ended up getting the GX, and which that was originally on my vision board. So my new vision board, which is very cool, it's actually pretty big. I have stuff about my business. So what's really cool is all the stuff on my business. Like I have retail and I have like being the best, like with customer service and like fulfilling like my customers' needs and money flows continually. And everything that is on that side is totally happening. Like totally happening. My retail has actually quadrupled.
I love that.
So that's happening. And then on the other side, like I have stuff for my home. Now listen to my home thing. I've had a really weird transition with my home of where I'm at right now. I was at a duplex for a long time. Then I moved in with my dad, which was a complete disaster. And then I ended up finding the place that I'm in now, like just like on a freak thing, because I had to get out of my current situation into where I was. So it was like desperate, like it was a desperate thing. So my homes on my vision board are all on water. And honestly, you guys, like I can see the lake, like I can see the water from my living room window.
I love that so much.
So it's still not exactly where I want to be because I like on my vision board, I like want to be on like I want to own something now. So like that's still there, but like it's all organized and I feel like now on my vision board, like all these things are happening and I'm not even thinking about it. So with this, like you create a vision board, you put it up somewhere, like right now it's like behind my door in my bedroom. So like when you open up my door, like you don't see it, but like if I'm in my bedroom, I do see it. So I don't see it like all the time, but I do constantly see it. And then also I took a picture of it and it's actually on my home screen on my phone. So I see it, but I don't see it, if that makes a lot of sense.
No, it does because when I got really when at the end of 2019, I was really sick of my relationship, sick of my job, sick of everything. Alexa, stop. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Damn Alexa! If it's not the dogs, it's the Alexa.
I know. It's like I got this new camera system and it's very sensitive and it connects to my Echo Show. And so she just keeps like all my, I mean, like I'm upstairs in my room and it's super quiet and like I can hear her being like, oh, motion detected in the driveway, motion detected on the front door. And I'm like, ah. So like it's super sensitive. So I'm sorry, guys. Like I gotta figure it out.
You
Anyway,
will.
anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. So 2019, at the end of 2019, I was like, fuck this. I want better for myself. I'm gonna do something. If I want something better for myself, I have to do something I've never done before. And I kind of did a little vision board like before, I think once upon a time, but I didn't put that much like into it, right? So this time into the end of 2019, I put a two-story home. I put my tummy tuck. I put promotion up into management in the industry I'm in. You know, I put like money flowing, all kinds of different things. I put like everything on there, right? And so it didn't happen. In 2020, a fucking pandemic happened.
Yeah.
But guess what? My
But it
spiritual
still
awakening,
happened.
yes, my spiritual awakening happened.
Yeah.
I evolved. I had several experiences
Yeah.
in 2020 that catapulted me into 2021 because I didn't change my vision board. I didn't make a new one. I was like, I still want all this.
Mm-hmm.
Like this hasn't changed. So I shit you not. After that, 2021 came around. I was like, it's all good. It's gonna happen. I know it's gonna happen. And sure as shit, everything happened. I got promoted into upper management with another company. I got when I started making a lot more money, a lot. 2021 was a huge money maker for me.
Mhm.
I got my house. I literally, everything in this house, I manifested. I wanted a two-story home. I wanted space. I wanted granite counters. I didn't want to have to do anything. I wanted everything and I wanted all new appliances. I got everything, literally. I had my tummy tuck and my light bulb. I
Yep.
got like all of these things happen for me so fast, and I had to go through these things in 2020. I had to because I had not grown. I was not prepared for the things that I wanted. Okay. Because it comes with another set of beliefs. Like, and I think that's something that people have
Right.
a hard time with, because it is
And and
very,
not to cut you
yeah.
off, but I just want to like, because you're on a great like momentum, but
No, go ahead.
that does come with what you said prior to you doing the meditation, to you getting to yourself to a different level. All of these things have to happen because, yes, I'm talking about like gratitude journals and I'm talking about vision boards, but I also meditate a lot. I also like at night when I sleep, I listen to high frequency. Like I'm really into like meditations at night while you sleep. I'm really into sound therapy. So
Oh
like
yeah.
high frequencies, like kind of like helping you get your mind to a different vibration and to a different level is extremely important to all of this.
And you know what, Mel? You saying that also reminds me. I actually created a separate playlist on my Spotify and I literally labeled it positive energy. And it's songs that make me feel good.
Yeah, you could
It's
do it with music too.
Yes,
Yeah.
I've even found, and I don't know how I found it, but it was so funny. I found this money mantra song. It's really cute, it's short.
Oh,
Yes. And then
yeah.
I found some really good, other good music that people have put out. And then I have some older stuff on there that is very positive, and I didn't even realize. I'm like, oh my God, these are like classic songs and I love them. And so like I'm talking like Bill Withers, like I'm talking like, like I've got some stuff on there that's just great. And so I play that playlist when I'm in the car or something. I'll walk my dog. Like I love my pug. I mean, I'm like, he really lifts my spirits. And so I just want like things that feel good and are uplifting because we consume so much.
We
And
do.
so I even go through things and I'm going through it right now. And I agree with what you said to me the other day, because you said this year I'm kind of going to go through a purge, and it's on all fronts. I mean, it's my social media. It's, who I follow, who's friends with me on there. It's everything to real life to on social media. I'm like weeding it out little by
Well, and
little.
that's true too, because that's what happened to me before I started manifesting like crazy amount of stuff. I purged through a lot of friends. And even I would say my purge in 2019, like I went through my first purge in 2019, then I went through a whole different purge in 2020. Um 2021 was my cancer, which was really interesting. You would think I would have purged during that time. People fell off the charts during that time.
I believe
I
it.
I lost people, and at first I was kind of hurt, but then I realized like by me going through my cancer and like me losing people just showed like the type of people that needed to be gone out of my life.
Right. I agree with that.
So that's another thing. If people drop out of your life and you're like getting like hurt, because I do, I get all sensitive. Like, there's a reason for it. Don't be hurt because this is like a good thing, like a really, really good thing. And that also helps you get to a different like level. Um, in your vibration to help you manifest also. So
No,
it's like really, really important to like surround yourself by really, really good high energy people.
I agree because I had a situation happen. Well, one, I was putting in way too much effort for a friendship that was just shit friendship. But I also
Been
was like,
there.
I am so tired of people's broke ass energy. Like, and I'm
Yeah.
not just talking about the money part, like
No.
the fucking mentality
Yeah.
was annoying as fuck because I'm sitting here thinking of ways how I can better myself and uplift others, uplift myself, stay in this high vibration, continue to do the work, continue to grow. And I've got, thing one and thing two over here being fake as fuck and dragging me down with a broke ass energy. And I'm like, I'm not doing it.
Right.
So I just like, I don't know, like you gotta get to the point sometimes where enough is enough and you want better for yourself and nothing's going to stop you. And
Mm-hmm.
so, like, I just feel like it's so important to get in that headspace. And you can do it in a way where, it's not that dog eat dog world kind of thinking.
No.
It's more,
Yeah.
it's more like, it's more of a genuine thought process behind it. It's more of
Yeah.
a genuine feeling like there's room for everybody at the table, and I'm going to make it happen, and I'm going to go after what I want. I'm doing
Right.
what's best for me. You can do that without being conniving or trying to, you know, do shady shit to other people. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
absolutely. And you're going to be
So,
better off in the long run doing it that way too. Like it's going to be more sustainable, like it's going to last longer.
yeah.
So absolutely.
And all that comes back to you too. I mean, you don't want to just try to like fuck other people over to get to the top or reach a goal. You don't want to do that.
No. Well, and it goes back to that with this. So, raising your vibration, doing the healing, like the tapping, manifesting with the vision boards. Well, the other step is giving back. Like,
Mhm.
and it's true. It's about giving back. And I'm not saying like go out and spend thousands of dollars, like, at a charity. I actually used to spend a lot of money in charities, and I learned the hard way that that's not like the best way of giving back. But I'll even like buy someone like a coffee, or I'll do things for people that really need it. Like if I see someone like really in need and they need like an extra like $100, or if they need something, I'm just like, and I don't even think twice about it. I'm like, here you go. You know,
I know,
like
and I know like
that
some.
giving back is a part of all of the manifesting.
Yes. And then sometimes I know that people aren't always in a position to give money. So one time was during 2020, and I did not work probably for like 5 months out of the year. I fell on some hardships. I was going to Little Caesars and I was picking up dinner, cheap $5 hot and ready.
I love
And
it.
I picked up 2 pizzas and a 2-liter Coke. I didn't need 2 pizzas. My daughter's not a huge pizza fan. She just wanted a little bit. And my son at the time didn't eat very much. I wanted 2 pizzas because I wanted to just go to town, right? I was
Mm-hmm.
going to eat my feelings that day. Well, there was a man sitting outside of Little Caesars as I was walking out, and you could obviously tell he was homeless and didn't have anything. I had like nothing. I'm getting dinner at Little Caesars, okay?
Been
And it's like,
there, by the way. I actually used to work at Little Caesars, one of my best jobs when I was young. So, just saying,
that's
big
hilarious.
fan.
So I literally just turned to him and I just handed him one of the pizzas. I was like,
That's what I'm talking about.
because
That
yes,
is it. That's totally it.
because I just knew. I was like, you know what? I was like, first of all, I really don't need to eat my feelings. I need to just figure out a better game plan. And second of all, to
Yeah.
get me out of this rut. And second of all, is like, he really needed it. And I think people think sometimes, like, and they also with the church upbringing, like, oh, I have to tithe 10%, it has to be 10%. And what I tell the people, I'm like, look, that's taught to you. Yes. I mean, that's taught because the church has got to keep running, right?
Right.
Because their jobs depend on you giving them money. So
Exactly. It's a business.
yeah, exactly. So, and to each his own, if that's what you believe, more power to you. But
Right.
it's the feeling behind it. It's how the feeling
Yes.
behind it. It's not like, oh God, let me give this 10%, that I have to do this. Oh, or I'm gonna be really screwed, or karma's gonna come back, or God's gonna punish me. No, it's how you give, because honestly, in the eyes of God and the universe, it doesn't matter if you're giving a guy a $5 pizza because he's starving,
Right.
or if you're giving $500 because you tithe 10% for that
I have a
month.
story with that. Can I share real quick?
Oh, of course, go ahead.
So, in my mom's side of the family, My grandma Daisy was really into her church, and we were LDS, we were Mormon, and so a part of that was giving 10% of your wages to the church. And I'll never ever forget the time my grandmother was trying to teach this to me, and I was probably maybe like 8, 10. I was young, and you're gonna love this. I just giggle. I love my grandma Daisy, and she really, her faith in her beliefs like really inspired my belief system. Even though we have like total like different belief system, like how she is with hers is I feel like how I am with mine. And I believe more on the spiritual realm where she believed in the Mormon church. So she's teaching me, you got to give 10%. And she truly, when she would give that 10%, she had great intention behind it. When I look back and now understanding her feelings, man, that woman, she would like give that money, which was a lot of money. And I was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, but for her, like she felt it. Like, and that's exactly what you're saying. Like, if you love that and you feel that, like if you feel like that's what you should do, that's a part of it. And she was teaching me that a part of life is giving back to our church because our church is very important and our faith is important, and it was a great lesson. However, at the time I was looking at my grandma like she was crazy. I'm like, why are you giving all this money away? Like, I was like, what are you doing, grandma? I'm like, no, don't do it.
You're like,
don't.
You're like, grandma's unwell. Somebody help her.
I'm like, what is wrong? And now I know. Seriously, I'll never forget it. There's just this moment, and I think we're in front of the bishop, which is the head guy in the Mormon church. So I think we're in front of the bishop, and I probably looked mortified. Like my face was like, what is going on? Why are you giving him this money? But I obviously did not understand. Like there's an upkeep and, everything with the church, but her intention at that time, it was not a chore. In fact, she had so much pride in doing that she wanted to teach her granddaughters to carry on the legacy. And that was important to her. And I love that. And I love that she did that. But that's like a part of our lives. And what she taught me at that moment is that you do got to give.
Mm-hmm.
That's a part of our lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It really truly is. And if you want more, if you want these goals, if you want to have, a Maserati, I'm sorry, but you got to manifest the stuff you do. There's like emotion. There's emotion with it. And you first got to heal yourself. And that's like where the tapping and the meditation comes in. Then you got to set your goals, which goals come with hard work. So just because I have a vision board doesn't mean I have a vision board and I sit on my ass all day watching Housewives.
So I want to tell you this, which is that is a dream of mine, by the way.
That's gonna be next on Ashley's vision board, is to make money, sit on her ass, and watch Housewives.
Exactly.
Eating cheesecake.
Oh my God, my favorite. Yes.
And not gaining a pound. Okay, go on, Ash.
I want to talk about this really quick because I feel like you just reminded me of this. So sometimes the word hard work scares people.
Yes.
And I know when I hear it, I'm like, ugh, that doesn't sound like something I want to do. Like
right?
whenever I hear that. But when I just have to say this though, it's when you are in this momentum, when you are in this emotional state of joy and peace and knowing, like your faith is just knowing that everything is always working out for you and you are truly taken care of, that everything has always worked out for you if you look back on your life and kind of take
Yeah.
inventory, you can see everything has always worked out for you, no matter
Yeah.
what. And it's led you to very crucial points, right?
Right.
So whenever we say hard work, really what it is it's not giving up, and it's taking inspired action. And
And enjoying it. Like I
yes,
just opened up all my wigs. Like I just got my wig line in and I had it at the salon and I put it all out. I was so happy. I was jamming out to country music, you guys. So my girl that does esthetician, she loves country music and I wasn't there for the day because I've been off with my surgery. So I went in to put up my wigs and she had country music on, which is not my favorite. But I was so excited about my wigs. I was dancing to country music, you
that's
guys. And
hilarious.
I was putting them up. I was taking video of it. I was sending them to Ashley. Like I was like sending them to all kinds of people. Like I'm like, look at my wigs. Like, and that is the type of feeling when we're talking about hard work. That's what we're talking about. Hard work is that you're finding your passion and you're finding what you love and being in that moment and enjoying it.
Yes, I completely agree because I okay, so I just finished my classes, right? And I was really tired. Like one day I
Mhm.
was um for those of you that don't know, I just completed my injector certification for Botox and dermal fillers. So I'm really excited about that. But
It's
I was
cool.
I was so tired on day one because it was a 12-hour day. So it was coursework, like studying, you know, oh my God, so much, right? So much curriculum. And then the rest of the day, it was like back to back patients, like just injecting and doing different work and all of these things. And it was just a lot. It was a lot of information, right? And I was super tired. The next day, it was a 10-hour day, but I was so tired and exhausted and happy,
Mhm.
like in a daze almost, like, wow, I can't believe, like, wow. Like, I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
here. Like, literally, Mel, if you think about this, it is, well, we're pre-recording this. This is going to air next week, but we are technically 2 weeks into the new year, and both of us have already accomplished a goal that was on our list.
Yes. Yes, we
We
have.
really have. And my vision board, like what you're saying, is a digital visual board vision board this year. So it's only on the wallpaper of my phone, like
Mhm.
the back picture or the background picture. So
Yeah.
that's the only way I did it this year. I didn't print one out because I like it like that. And
Mhm.
it's because I see it, but I don't see it. And it was funny because I was literally doing something on my phone yesterday or the day before, and I was like, oh my God, it
Yeah.
is not even barely 2 weeks into the new year. And I have that as a goal, and it's already happened. And the same thing
Yeah.
happened with you for your wig line. You got your wigs. You got your wigs. You
I
made a decision and
know.
you got your wigs.
And they're so beautiful and the
They are.
quality of them. Oh my God. So that was like my biggest thing is that I wanted the quality. Like when I was like researching, and by the way, it took me like 6 months to research this. So when I was like researching and doing all of this for these wigs, like quality was so important to me.
Oh yeah.
I wanted because
Oh
that's how I
yeah.
am. I want the best of the best. Like I am
Yes.
not selling like some like Barbie hair.
Yeah, and
Like
you don't want to wear yeah, and people are gonna want to wear this. And you know what, Mel? You care about your appearance. You want to feel good. You want other women to feel
I
good.
want
Or
my women to feel like the best of the best.
yes, and so you're not gonna sell them junk. You're not gonna swindle
No.
people. You're not gonna put your name
No.
behind something like that, of course. So I get it. I get it 100%. And I feel like this is something else. You know, the thing is whenever you have a vision board or goals or something that you're trying to manifest, when you set those intentions that this is what I want, I know it can happen for me. I know I can do it. Doors open up.
They do.
They
And
open up.
sometimes not in a way that you think. So always be open. I
Yes.
always have said when you see an opportunity, you take it because it will lead you to where you want to be. I rarely will close down an opportunity if I see it. Um, there has been times where I'm like, maybe that's not it, but majority of the time, when I see an opportunity, I grab at it because most of the time it leads me to my end result.
Right, right. I agree. And that's one thing, you're right, because you have to be open and you can't continuously
No,
try to control everything
you
because
can't.
mm-mm,
Oh, yeah, you can't because you can't think it's going to happen this way. Like if you
mm-mm.
set up a vision board or however you want to do it digitally or whatever, set goals, and you're intentionally putting out there to the universe to manifest it, you cannot think that it's just going to happen like the way it's going to happen. Like even for me to get my GX compared to my RX car that we were talking about, like I leased my RX and then I was like, okay, I'm done leasing. I want to buy. And we just happened to be at a time where the car prices are like insane right now. And I had so much money on a lease. I had all of this equity on a lease, which I had no clue I had, and it was such an easy transition. And I was actually thinking, oh my God, I have a lease. Like, how am I going to even do this? I'm going to be losing money. And all I did was I was on the website and I was looking at the GX. And once you get on those websites, those dealers are like they're like calling you and stuff. And I just said, hey, I would love a bigger car, but this is my situation. And boom, it just happened. And I never would have thought that like prior to it. So action
I
needs to be taken and you just need to see the opportunity.
I love that. I mean, that's the same thing that happened with my house. I was like,
Mhm.
I have a situation. This is what's going to happen. I don't know.
You
People
were
are,
in a lease
yeah, I
prior.
was in a contract. Yeah. And I got out of it and it just all happened. Boom, boom, boom. And it's just crazy. It's things. And I think that's why it works out like that because honestly, we know that just remain
Yeah.
open because there are literally infinite possibilities to how anything could come up or could go, you know?
Right.
And so I think that's another important thing to realize and to also just enjoy it because
I know.
whenever I like, we were talking about this before we started recording about transitioning, taking on new things, and starting businesses and stuff like that, and how things, take time. And I literally just want to enjoy this moment of learning all the things I learned in a very short span of time and
Yeah.
getting that certification and having the support like you that helped me through and
Mhm.
my family and people around me. I said, I just want to enjoy that. I'm going to enjoy this. It's going to come. It's going to be a gradual process, but I want to enjoy this because so many of us are like, okay, I did this step. Now, oh my God, I got to do this next step. Like they get I should say we, because I get like this too. We get so pressured, right? And we do it to
Yeah.
ourselves. And really, there's no race, there's no rush.
No.
And it's really important that you enjoy the progress that you're making because I'm very serious. Whenever you hit the goal and you accomplish it, you're like, okay, now what? Like I did this. Okay, what's the next thing? Because you get like that. I
You do.
mean,
I am notorious for that. I'm totally notorious for that. But you got to enjoy it.
yes.
You got to enjoy it and you got to have fun with it and you got to dance even if it's to music you don't care. I couldn't believe it. I was even singing the shit. I was
So I have to tell you something really quick. Okay. I was driving and through the neighborhood I was driving through, um, there are certain culture over here,
Mhm.
through that neighborhood. And there are a lot of Hispanic people. And
Oh
one of,
yeah, I grew up like that in California. So yeah,
yes. So
absolutely.
next to me this guy pulls up to me and he's a younger Hispanic guy, you can tell he's got the neck tattoo. He looks really cute actually.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this little thug is cute. And I was
Right.
like, hey, I mean, little cholo looked cute. But anyway,
Oh yeah.
So he had this little sports car and his windows rolled down. He's like really bumping the
I'm
rap and
totally
stuff.
picturing it. I kind of miss out in California because we don't have that in the Midwest. So I
Oh
like am
yes.
picturing it because I do kind of miss that in Cali. So go on.
It's very entertaining. And I'm sitting there in my SUV, I'm just like looking over and I'm like, oh, he's cute. And he like looks at me and then he sees that clearly I'm like white and blonde. And I guess he thinks that I don't get down to rap, which I actually love rap music. So
I do too. I love rap.
I love it so much. And so I didn't mind his choice of music and I could hear it through my windows because it was so loud. And so, he's kind of going the same route I am. We get to the next, like, this guy changes to country music.
He does not.
He changes it to country music.
Ew,
Because he timed it just right. We're pulling up at the next red light.
So he's
together.
thinking you're into this because he thinks you're hot.
Yeah, and I'm white and I'm
And you're
blonde.
white.
So I must love the next Luke Combs hot single.
Oh my God, no.
No, I mean, I'm not trying to say anything. Y'all that love country, love it.
Oh yeah,
love it.
trust me. I know.
That's
I'm
fine.
Okay.
And there's some country, I'm like, okay, cool. All right. But is it my go-to? Hell no.
Oh no.
Like I am not a big country. I live in Texas, but let me tell you, I didn't ride a horse till I was almost 30. Like that's the first time I ever rode a horse. I'm not this person, okay? Like I'm not, okay? So
that's funny. It's so true though.
It's really funny. And so I just died. No, I laughed so hard. So when you were talking about country, I was like, oh God, like literally this was last night. So it was really funny.
I love that story, by the way. Yeah, I am not one to listen to country at all. Maybe a lifetime ago, because where I grew up in California, like there, we had like the Mid-State Fair, and it was not a lot of city, it was a lot like more country. So we had like a lot of vineyards and a lot of like, a lot of farms and stuff. So it wasn't like where I grew up in California was like there was just like it was a lot of country music. Let's just put it that way. Like where I grew up is it's Paso Robles, California, for you listeners out there. If you know the area, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So right now it's like a totally cute little touristy wine country area, and kudos to my hometown for making it pretty big, actually. So I really love it. But when it comes to country, I know of it. I don't listen to it.
I know a good amount, only I guess because of, again, like where I live and
Right.
people that, who I was around, but I mean, I'm not just like
is a funny story. And I'm the same way. Like I actually listen to a lot of dance like EMD, or I listen to a lot of like rap and like poppy music and stuff. Like that's what I like. And so I think that's just really funny of how he totally stereotyped you.
Yes, I was like, wait, what the fuck? I almost wanted to roll down my window and be like, can you please put it back? I mean,
oh, you should have. That would have been fantastic.
I mean, I really prefer Lil Wayne. I mean, what are we doing? So yeah, so crazy. But one thing I wanted to tell you really quick. Okay, so this is the question I've gotten before from people when they're like, okay, you're saying gratitude and love and light and good energy and being positive, and then you manifest your dreams. What about these rich assholes who have everything?
I know.
And they're not like that. So I have something to say to that. A lot of these people that not a lot of them come from money. There are people that are hardworking and have done shady shit to get to the top. But that stuff stays with you. Mm-hmm. You pass that energy down. And I want to say this. If Gloria Vanderbilt.
Oh, good one.
So her family, the lineage, it's, investors, socialites, everything you can think of. I mean, you had people in government that they had connections to. I mean, everything. That family was severely fucked up and did a lot of fucked up things to people.
Yeah.
To stay on top. I mean, there were ugly, ugly things to stay on top, for money, to do this, to do that. And their family line is complete trash. Like it's turmoil.
Hmm.
Like I'm amazed. And Anderson Cooper, who is the news anchor for CNN,
Yeah.
Gloria Vanderbilt is his mother.
Yeah.
And I'm actually amazed at how he turned out, um, because his family energy is trash. And
But
he's
that goes to show too that because there are a lot of linear old stuff. I mean,
Mhm.
every family has it. And I feel like I'm even in the process of changing things with mine, and
Mhm.
helping my children change things with theirs. But I feel like he had like an awoken calling to change his
He did. He
on
did.
that note of that. So
He
go on.
did.
Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
no, that's exactly what I was going to go into, because he
Yeah.
did. And so it was like the turmoil that he saw within his family,
Yeah.
it had a reverse effect on him. He didn't continue that kind of trash like
Mhm.
energy. And so a lot of these people, that you see externally that have all these things and they did it a shitty way, it doesn't necessarily mean that just because they have stuff to show you, it doesn't necessarily mean that they have the whole package, because you know they're, like I said, their lives are turmoil, their relationships, there's so much um dark energy things that surround them, and you don't want that, because that shit comes
No.
back to you.
You do not want to be around that type of dark energy. And I'll be
No.
honest, I've seen it, I've been around it, and you do not want that.
I mean, and I know people joke and they're like, well, I'd rather be crying in my mansion than on the side of the street. Well, I
No,
mean,
you
I
don't.
I mean, I get that, but to what degree? I mean,
No.
because you have people that literally have it all as far as money and material things go, but they are so miserable because of the way that they've attained it and who they continue to surround themselves with. And that's
Mhm.
really something to take into account whenever you're looking at other people and trying to compare and trying to gain insight from, because that's another thing is, what will kill off your manifestation and your goals and stuff like that is when you compare so much. um
Yes, don't compare. I mean, and I want like the listeners to really like reflect on this because Oprah talks about manifesting. Susie Oldman, who is like my favorite financial advisor, I listen to her podcast all the time. She talks about manifesting all the time. She even talks about seeing like psychic mediums and stuff to help her guide her towards what she needed for her happiness and growth, which I have even done in the past and still do, going forward. Matthew McConaughey is one. Jim Carrey. I could go on with the list of celebrities that talk about exactly what Ashley and I just talked about.
Also, what's really cute is Ariana Grande came out with a
Oh,
cute song called like Magic, or Just Like Magic or something, and it's adorable. And it's just this cute little manifestation song, but it's huge. Apparently, it's gotten like so many listens on Spotify. I was like, what is this? And I kind of couldn't believe it, because I was like, oh my God. Like
I love it.
couldn't believe she was singing about something like that.
I
So
love it. It
you're
just goes to
right,
show.
the evidence is out there. So I don't know. I feel like this is just so um this topic is just so important for people to hear about,
I agree.
because people get so discouraged, and with so many things that online that are not real, like these manifestation coaches post so much stuff that's just like outrageous and makes people feel bad. Oh, you're not doing it good enough, and you have to believe and all this stuff. There's so much more that goes into it. There's so
There
much.
really is. And anyone can manifest their dreams.
Hmm.
Anyone. You
Anyone.
got it. Yeah.
You're right. So I'm so happy about this. And I'm gonna put again our contact info in the show notes because I want our listeners, if y'all have any more questions or you need answers to things, or you're having trouble manifesting, or you just want to know more about it,
Yeah.
send us an email, ask us questions. We'll answer them on the podcast. So I'm gonna leave all of our contact information in the show notes for this one. This is good.
Absolutely. So, well, thank you, Ash.
Yeah. So anyway, well, thanks guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some good insight, and we will see you next time.
Sounds good. Bye.